only 4 days, 3 days if you're listening to this away for MLB Show 22. Of course, that's if you get the early access. But Cougs, it's pretty much MLB Show 22 week. And let's say I'm getting more patient now. Well, I'm getting a little bit more patient. We're getting DD stuff. We're getting pre-order stuff revealed. There's a lot of things coming our way rapidly. We got a new legend trail. We got so much to go over today, not including the Road to Show premiere that happened last week. Are we ready for this? Is it time? I feel like we got to strap in. If you're listening, this might be a long one. I mean,
yeah, if you're driving to work and you got a long commute ahead of you, this is the perfect episode for you. And the game hasn't even come out yet. We haven't even gotten the Diamond Dynasty premiere, and this is how much we have to talk about. It's going to be wild tonight, Scuffy.
Oh, it is. And let's, even though we're going to save the DD stuff until later, we had to bring it to the beginning of the podcast, and that is Randy. Randy is back. He's back. I don't know what happened to him. Where'd he go? But thank God he is back, and we'll go over it much more when we go over the DD stuff, including the Legend Show. But for you personally, I know you're probably like, yes, this is one of your guys, top 3, if not top guy you wanted in this game, and it's finally confirmed again. So it feels, we're there. We're right at the crit, like. Right
we're
there
at the finish line.
The
we're there.
Yeah, finish line. I couldn't even get the words out of my mouth. I'm too excited.
Wait, let me guess. Let me guess the word. Was it precipice? Is that the word you were going for?
I don't know, Chris.
I don't even know what that means, but I know people say it.
The cusp, like the
there
cusp
we go.
of. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, I just couldn't get the word out of my mouth. But hey, that's that's what
it's all good. It's all good.
Yeah.
How have you been killing time leading up to Thursday night?
Arkham, man. Arkham, I'm never played the Arkham games.
Wait, you're playing the Arkham games?
Yes, I'm playing Arkham games.
I literally am not lying to you. I have been playing Arkham Knight on my couch for the past 3 days.
I've been playing Origins, so I know I'm not starting out where you should probably start out with, like when the games got released. But I played a little Asylum before, but I didn't really get into it. So I was like, let me do it in chronological order. So I'm starting with Origins, and I am enjoying it because I don't know any spoilers. I'm doing this. I'm just straight in, like enjoying everything, not just the gameplay, just the narrative of the game as well. Like I'm fully invested, and it's been a blast, man.
That series is like a comfort series for me. I can always go back to it whenever I just need something to do. But yeah, man, it's been tough to kill time because we're so close. But every time I think it's like, we still got another 3 days, still got another 4 days. Like we're so close, but so far. And I posted my last MLB 21 video on Saturday because I was like, I'm gonna give myself 4 or 5 days to kind of relax, not worry about making content, just take it easy. I think I have like undiagnosed ADHD because I cannot like not do things. Like I'm like, I need to make content, bro. I'm going crazy. I need this game.
I feel it. I'm actually I have a 7-0 BR1. So after this podcast, how long it goes, I'm going to try to finish it out, be my last hurrah of 21. Maybe get my last flawless before 21. I mean,
that'd
22.
Be electric.
Hey, I will hope so. I mean, we'll see how it goes. But speaking of 22, I mean, I don't even know where to start because they've been just revealing so much stuff. But I think we should do as we normally do, go over the feature premiere as we been doing these past 3 weeks. And last week we got the Road to Show premiere. So a lot of new stuff that we had to discuss. Let's just go through the flow of how it was revealed to us as the audience in the premiere. And the first topic was the new narrative. So they're still going with the podcast type of theme where once you start playing Road to Show, multiple different episodes will dynamically appear depending on where you are in Road to Show. Just they're adding a lot more towards it. They added Joe Mauer, part of the crew. I think we saw Ken Griffey Jr. for a segment. We even have Ron Darling as well. There's a lot of new things going to the narrative. What I liked here, Cougs, from just, I'm not the biggest Road to Show player, but I do each year just try to digest like at least a couple hours or even more of that, see if I can make it to the majors, and that's what originally got me into the MLB Show. So I always go back to it just for the nostalgia reasons. But what I got from it is just like there's a lot. It's like since they're adding on top what they did last year, it's going to be a lot more dynamic. There might be things I see that you might not see. It's like I don't know if you ever played the old wrestling games back in the day, like in but no Mercy is what I'm feeling like. You could go this route, you could go that route in your career, and you get different things, get different segments, and that's what I'm getting for this. But it's just at a bigger level, of course, being a AAA game in 2022. But yeah, I like it. I think they're trying to make it more personal. We saw the addition of the rivalry games where we saw Colors Painted talking about, I believe it was the Cubs and Cardinals. It'd be cool to see that depending on what team you play for. But overall, I mean, they're just expanding on what they did last year. That's what I felt like.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. Like I didn't really play any of those old WWE games, but anything that helps, increase immersion and increases like, a connection you have to what's going on in the game, whether it's a storyline your players involved in, whether it's a rivalry game like you said, anything like that, I think is a really positive addition to the mode. And, hopefully they continue to build on that because I do think there is potential in the way they have it now. So we'll see where it goes in the future. But yeah, the narrative stuff I thought was pretty cool.
Yeah, and it's always going to be cool to see like the old players, like mentioned with Griffey, Sean Casey, and all that, just telling you what's happening in your road to show. Um, That I mean, there's not much to more go into that until you start playing, I guess, because they showed a couple segments. What you expected is pretty much what we got from last year. Just they're expanding on more and different narrative from there. But going into the road show mode itself, I love how they presented before. Forgive me, I forgot who was talking on the second half segment. Ramon, I'm sorry, forgive me. But I like how they showed the graphic community feedback right from the rip, because there was a lot of feedback about the ball player, about Rotor Show in general, from 21 and what they would like to see for 22. And I feel like they took all the big points of the feedback they got from the community and instilled it into 22. He even was saying like, we're going to go to this direction, but we kind of changed the direction where we're going to because of the community feedback they receive. And that goes to the point where we mentioned, and you're a big advocate saying that SES does listen to what we say. We might not see it where they acknowledge it, but they listen to what they say. And I think this was a big part. And one of the big parts was the multiple ball players. You'll be able to have multiple ball players um, from different names, different positions, where it's not just that one ball player that keeps the same attributes and so on. So I thought that was a big one.
Yeah, yeah, anytime they're talking about community feedback and anytime they're talking about changing things based off the way the people who actually play the game mode feel, it's always going to be a good thing. And, you know, you already said it, but SDS, they do listen. I know it's frustrating to hear that when certain things aren't changed or there's certain things in the game that people still want to be changed. Um, they do listen and they do tweak things. Most of the time, the things that they do tweak are year to year changes and things that won't happen in the middle of the year. So, the fact that they made such a big emphasis on that was, I think, a really good thing for the mode. And the other thing, the multiple ball players, like, I'll be honest with you, Scuffy. I didn't even know you couldn't do multiple ball players. The only road to the show I actually played this year was literally me simulating to get the stats for my Diamond Dynasty ball player. Like I didn't play any road to the show like at all. Which kind of makes me sad because I used to love the mode and that used to be the only mode I played before Diamond Dynasty really took off. But it doesn't really intrigue me as much anymore. So knowing that they are now making adjustments to big community feedback and big community like wants and asks is a really good thing for the mode and it might get me back into it to start kind of, play on the side now that we're on the Nintendo Switch. If I don't
Mhm.
feel like grinding moments or I don't have anything to do and I'm just chilling on the couch, maybe I will fire up a little Road to the Show that's different from my main ball player or something.
No, you hands down, I will definitely be doing that. I'm sitting watching spring training games. I'm like, yo, just one more week, one more week. I just could chill, either do my moments or go into Road to Show and do that. And what I liked about how they revamped it a little bit, they made it similar to how we see programs in DD, but now you have road to show missions that you're going to progress, which will get you XP, get you different type of rewards as you go through each progression. So you have road to show missions, which is basically like you get if you're a hitter, you get like 10 hits here or something like that, and you just follow that progression. And once you reach the end, I believe that's when you get our archetype item that you could add onto your player. And then they have all different type of different rewards, whether that's perks, equipment, stubs, XP. I feel like this is a great way to do it and still evolve Road to Show. And you know what was kind of cool? You know the showdown perks that we have, where it's like, oh hey, if I'm like in a 2-0 count, I guess my vision would be I'm completely
Yeah, yeah,
spitballing
yeah.
here, but something like that, how it would be dynamic like that. They're taking that and adding to the road to show for some I think that's great.
I
I
hope
think
they
that's
add
cool.
some new ones because,
Yes. Yeah.
dude, some of those perks are so specific. I think there's one,
Uh-huh.
it's like running on fumes, or it's like, uh, you know, increased exit velocity on pitches in a 2-0 count when you're losing and a runner on second, or something like that. Just like the most specific situation that I feel like never happens. I hope they actually put in a bunch of other ones that, like, are way more like usable, because I there's like two or three perks that if I see, I'm not even looking at the other ones. I'm taking them immediately. But
Oh, yeah.
that's that's more for Diamond Dynasty. I'm just saying the perks in general. I want a little bit of like variety in those.
I feel it. But still, it's kinda cool that they use it in a different type
A
of
hundred
ways.
percent.
And then you'll still have your loadout, of course, and stuff like that. And you know what's kind of cool? One of the biggest things from last year Road to Show, and I didn't like it either, from just playing, where you had to be a two-way player. This
Mm.
time you get to pick what you want. You either could be a pitcher, hitter, or you could be a two-way player if you really want to be. They give you that choice right from the start, so that's good. Hey, Cougs, I know you can't do online, but you could even be a knuckler as well. You can have a knuckleball pitcher. They added to
They
that.
made that very clear.
Yeah, they definitely made that. That means we're not seeing Phil Necro anytime soon in DD once again. We had to cherish Necro the way it was back in the day. I mean, him,
No, we
Steven
didn't.
Wright.
No, we didn't.
I,
We did
I
not have
mean,
to
the
cherish anything.
BR player in me has to. Who knows? Mickey Janis might make a reappearance, but I don't know if they'll
Maybe,
add him
man.
to
Maybe,
yet.
hopefully not, but maybe. One thing I do want to touch on, though, with all of that stuff, talking about the multiple ball players and talking about the fact that you don't have to be a two-way player. I love the new like onboarding screen for Road to the Show. The way that it's presented to you, it's giving you the same information that it's given you every other year, but I feel like it's very clean and the
Yes.
UI is very, very informative with all the information that it's trying to give you. Like showing the field when you're choosing what position you want, and showing the different icons of what you know archetype has to offer. Like all of those different things, I think is really, really clean. And I just wanted to give credit to SDS because I think it looks really, really nice.
Yeah. Can't Same. Very intuitive for your UI. Just go
Very
from one thing to
streamlined.
another. Yeah, streamlined. You know, I mean, that's what they're working on. And you know that could be a segue into DD, but I just want to see if we missed anything within Road to Show. I mean, I would think there was like any big updates to Road Show. It was just continue adding on to the foundation of last year and continue to progress it in the way they want to see it long term. And they made it great additions, similar to how franchise it. It's more kind of under the hood type of things where you could finally do multiple players that the community was asking for. You could not just do two-way player. You could just either do um, pitcher or hitter, and the progression the only way to get progression is playing Road to Show itself, which is great to hear. and what you want to see for this mode. And then eventually, we can confirm the ball player does come back to Diamond Dynasty, so you'll be able to use this player in Diamond Dynasty as well. And now, since multiple ball players, you can have different type of players that you can work on multiple at the same time, and then eventually put them in your lineup. So we got to look out for that as well.
Yeah. And overall, like, I guess, like, to kind of wrap up the road to the show stuff. Well, I just had something fall. To wrap up the road to the show stuff. Um, do you think that you're going to be like actively playing Road to the Show with the updates that they showed off in this feature premiere? Like, you as a player, do you think you're going to spend a decent amount of time in Road to the Show this year?
I really got to see how the Switch plays for me.
Good point.
Does it really? It sucks to say that. Not sucks, but you just you gotta just see how it plays, right? Depending on how it plays is probably depending how much play Roadshow because it's so accessible, right?
Yeah.
And I like playing offline on my Switch. Like for any other games that do have multiplayer, like I'll play like Skyrim here and there, and that's what I'll get on my baseball fix for there is playing either franchise or Road to Show, and then my moments for DD. And then we'll see if there's any offline stuff for DD as well, like more on top of that. But
Yeah, I think we're on the same page there that we don't really plan on doing much online playing on the Nintendo Switch. We're using it for offline stuff and just to kind
yeah,
of get a
chill.
different type of baseball experience that we don't always get by sitting in an office in front of a monitor, like
Yeah,
kind of just chilling on the couch and
even take
watching
it
the game.
outside. You know,
Yeah,
just taking the weather.
take it to
It's
the
just
beach.
and it's funny because there's people that really love Road to Show and play franchise, so I'm curious for them as well, like, it just brings it to a different element to them if they play on the Switch. Like, I remember back in the day when MVP was it the PSP, I
I
think?
think so.
Yeah, I remember that. Once it came out, that I was stoked. I mean, I used to have I'm not sure if you ever seen this, but the PS1 had an LCD screen back in the day, and I used to play franchise. I'll show you a little picture of it if you don't know what I'm talking about. I used to play MLB 99 or in 2000. I remember at my grandparents' house and just playing like their franchise. I'm trying to get a photo here to show you what I'm talking. It's funny because when we went to SCS, what was that 19? They had one this in your cases, and I was like, "Yo, I remember
Oh,
this."
the little PSP.
No, it's PS1 with the LCD screen. I just sent it to you. That bad boy right there.
Wow, I've seen the PS1. I haven't seen this.
Yeah, this is a mini PS1, and it was attached to and they attached a LCD screen. Of course, you still had to plug it in into the outlet, of course, to get it working, but dude, this was my go-to back in the day when this is what I did. I played and watched baseball. I watched my
Yeah,
Mets. This is during my 99 2000 season, so this was a great season being a Mets fan, and then, I just fully invested in that, and then I played other games as well, but
that's
now
crazy to see. Like,
I
that's
get
how far we've come.
yeah, and now I get to relive that with the Switch, whether that's through playing franchise and other stuff in the show, so I can't wait.
Something tells me you're going to be really excited to fire up MLB 22 this year. Yeah, I just feel
Yeah.
like everything that you would want is happening.
Yeah, it's pretty much, yeah, like, I'm getting both the best work. I think it's going to make me because 'cause I've been getting more in franchise games, not just, MLB Show, but just, like, with NCAA and, other NHL and stuff like that, and I still haven't done that with the MLB The Show that much, and maybe this is finally where I dig deep into it and do that on the side and just,
Yeah.
enjoy it, so
Cool, man. Yeah, no, I'm with you. I'm really looking forward to just getting that different baseball experience, that different fix of MLB The Show that I don't normally get. And so we'll see. Like, I'm with you. Got to see how it plays on the Switch, but I'm definitely looking forward to it.
exactly, and, to go back to the transition that I wanna go to, so we were talking about the Road to Show programs, right? Um, and being part of that progression. Now on Friday, we get a tweet about pretty much Face of the Franchise program, and we got, like, a little clip between Ramon and Luis, talking about how there will be a time-limited Face of the Franchise program, and they kinda hinted, like, with Team Infinity, this is, like, the new Team Infinity thing, or, we don't know. We really don't know the more details. We'll find out on Thursday, but that just kind of like time limited jumped out to me, Cougs.
Mhm.
And then just a program for all these face of franchise. Like, how is this going to work? Right?
Yeah.
Um, we just don't know, but it definitely intrigues me of how they are transitioning from maybe Team Infinity to this.
Yeah, I mean, as of right now, I mean, it's pretty like similar to Team Affinity in the fact that everybody's got a card, but we don't know
Yeah,
exactly like what to expect with this because I feel like the time limited stuff is something that we've never seen in Team Affinity. So I really don't
yeah.
know what to expect going into the feature premiere and then when the game comes out later that night. Like I don't really know what that means.
Yeah, this is something that we had to find out on Thursday. I don't feel like putting my tinfoil hat on because I don't want. I already have this so much excitement
Yeah.
of MLB Show 22. I don't want it like to go dig deep into it and maybe there's something like, okay, what's going on here? The time limited stuff does get me like a little concerned because what I'm thinking is like, are these cards only available here? What if, like, say someone like a player starts mid-year and they're not able to get these cards for like a big collection, or like say the Griffey collection? Are they
Yeah.
not able to get that? That's what's going in my head, and I kind of don't want to think that just yet. I just want to take in the feature and see from there, and then of course we'll be talking about this come next week when we get our hands on it, and but I feel like we're both on the same page. That's where we want to lead off to it. But we
Yeah.
did get a lot more DD news here, Cougs. Do you want to tell everyone about first item that we have on the list of many? I guess the Legend Choice Packs that we were going to get, which I didn't know there were going to be Legend Choice Packs until they revealed it.
Yeah. And not only that, legend choice packs with some of the coolest card art we've ever seen, coolest and most unique card art we've ever seen. These are like anime manga type, cards that are very, very they're in the same realm as the deluxe edition cover with Shohei and the design that's on that. It's super cool.
Mhm.
And so far in that we've gotten a Mickey Mantle and a Ricky Henderson revealed. And I
Whew.
think there's supposed to be what, 5 in that pack?
Six.
6.
Six.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now now think about that. Like, we're getting these face of the franchise reveals, which we'll talk about all of them, coming up here.
Yeah.
That's 30 diamonds right there, right? Then you've got, you know, we already know there's a pre-order, or not a pre-order. I'm sorry, a cover athlete choice
Oh
pack.
yeah.
So there's that, which hopefully all the former cover athletes are in it. And then there's this pack. So there are 30 plus whatever that is, plus 6 more. There are a ton of flashback slash legend diamonds in the game day one. I don't even know, like, I don't even know how I'm going to go about the grind for this game because there are so many things happening.
Yeah, I really don't know, but let me ask you. I think we already know the answer, but between Ricky and Mickey, I think we're both choose Mickey, just being the switch hitting outfielder he is, right?
Maybe it depends on the
Oh,
overall. It depends on
okay,
the if we're
okay,
just talking between them two, yeah, I'd be picking
okay.
Mantle. But it depends on the overall, and it depends on the other few cards that are in this pack, because we only know about 2 of them.
We only know two
And
of them. Yeah, yeah,
and we already know from the first or the American League face of the franchise reveals, there
yeah,
are 5, 6 solid looking center fielders in there. So
yeah,
I don't know. I don't know who I'm going to be taking. If I had to choose between Mickey and Ricky, it would be Mickey. But
yeah.
that choice is not decided yet.
No, it won't be. I think that's gonna be the same. I completely forgot about the Diamond Choice Pack for the covered athlete, man.
I
Dude,
right?
like, let's just hypothetically, the face of franchise program is very similar to TA, where we could get the cards real quick. Eh, Within a day, maybe the weekend, people are gonna have all diamond lineups.
Oh yeah. 100%.
I was trying to figure out last year when I had my all diamond lineup already. Do you remember when you had yours? Was it within the weekend?
Oh yeah.
It was. because the TA1, I mean, the 42 series was just that good. I mean,
Yeah.
I still remember the Anthony Santander's cards of like that, and I mean, we could go on Nico Goodrum's, um, but I just like just thinking, come in like Saturday, Sunday, like all right, it's time. Like the first day is where you're gonna have that. I don't know. I don't usually jump into ranked until probably maybe 2 days in if I really want to.
Yeah, same.
Um, because I kind of want to build my foundation. But before we go into the face of franchise and just seeing how, like you mentioned, the 30 cards that we're getting, and it looks like they're all 90 overall, and then the legend choice packs. What do you think this has to do effect with live series cards, right? And especially since we just got the reveal of the Angels face of franchise. I guess
90.
we should
Let's
already
just do
split
it.
that,
Let's
right?
just do it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just go ahead. It's your boy.
We got to, for the first time ever, we have a Mike Trout card that's a 90 overall. So in the past, we've had Trouts be, back in 16, he was a 99 on his live series. 17, he was a 99 on his live series. 17, he also got a flashback. I can't remember if he was a 98 or a 99. 18 was the first year that live series didn't reach 99s. And if he was, I think he was like a 94 or 95. 19, kind of the same deal. 20, kind of the same deal. And 21, same deal. Now, 19, 20, and 21, or no, I don't know if we got a Trout. Did we get a flashback Trout? No, we got a signature. That's right.
Yep.
18, 19, 20, and 21, we got flashback versions of Mike Trout, all 99s. This
Yep.
is the first time we're getting a Mike Trout that's like sub 95 in a very, very long time. And
Mhm.
it's crazy because I saw a lot of people. Shout out to Little Man for getting the reveal on that,
Oh,
by the
yes.
way. So
Yes,
happy
sir.
for him on that. Um,
Oh, I mean, just in general for him.
yeah,
I mean, he's been killing.
legend.
Yeah.
Just like think about like we saw the attributes. The power against righties is over 100. The contact is like mid 70s, low 80s. Fielding, I think he's a silver. I don't remember what his speed is, but like the attributes don't really like jump off the page at you. Like, but he's still gonna be a solid card because of that swing. And I think the biggest thing with this is that, dude, you and I, we played Diamond Dynasty. um like we know what we're doing. Like we're
Yep.
veterans of the mode, so we're very familiar with playing with Trout and getting all these other cool cards and things like that. But there's so many people out there that never get the chance to even really play with Mike Trout because the live series is either too expensive at the time they're playing the game, the 99 is too difficult to get by whatever means you have to do, a collection, World Series reward, whatever it is. um so the fact that people get to use a Mike Trout card in Diamond Dynasty basically day one for free, I think is a huge W for this game because this is, like how many times have we gotten a Ken Griffey Jr. day one? How many times have we
Mhm.
gotten like last year we got like, I don't know, like a Jackie Robinson technically day one. Like we got all these cool cards day one, but Mike Trout has never gotten the opportunity to have a lower overall version that's much more attainable for a lot of people. And I'm really excited to see how people use him this year and how people react to him. Because if you have let's just assume that you're not going for collections, right? You're not going for live series collections. You could get the 90 overall Mike Trout. You could get him paralleled, whatever. You might not have any reason to get the live series Trout for a very long time because, I mean, at the end of the day in MLB 21, you didn't have to do live series collections to be competitive.
Yeah.
There were so many good cards that you could just get from Team Affinity or other collections, whatever. You did not have to get Chipper, Big Poppy, and Alfonso Soriano to be competitive. So the fact that you might not even need Mike Trout to be like a staple on your team, like the live series, it's so cool that you can use the 90 and still use Mike Trout without having to worry about dishing out all those stubs or getting that crazy pack pull. So overall, huge, huge W from SDS right here. And I'm really excited to give that card a try because his swing has been so good in the past couple of years. Like he doesn't even have to have top tier attributes. I think he's still going to be one of the best cards in the game day one.
He'll play above his attributes. It's kind of weird to say that for Mike Trout, but I know he has the reverse switch, which I love. By the way, with the 106 power against righties.
He plays
Um,
above his attributes on his 99. Like the dude's
yeah,
just
yeah,
unbelievable.
yeah. I mean, he has one of the best swings. What's also good is just for, I guess, for the kids, casuals. Just they they don't have to worry about, like you said, you nailed it. They don't have to worry about. They have a Trout to play with, and it's just going to just make it feel like cool. I'm like, I have a Mike Trout on my team, and it's
Yeah.
it's just right from the first week, and I think that's pretty awesome.
And
Uh,
if you still get that crazy Trout pull from Pex, it's still going to be just as exciting because now you're like,
oh yeah,
oh, this is sick. I got a better Mike Trout,
yep.
or I could just get 400,000 stubs off him. It doesn't matter. Like I still like it's still going to be exciting to get the better versions of Mike Trout.
Oh, hands down. So that was a huge win. What? All I'm asking for, I know this was probably set the community on fire, but just give me a
Don't do it.
DeGrom.
Don't do it. Don't do
DeGrom.
it, Scuffy.
DeGrom. That's all I'm saying.
Hey, but give him like 70 hits per nine, please, for the love of God.
Do we want to get into the hits per night? I forgot to put down the talking points, but yeah, that's one thing I want to talk about. I mean, we're already going over the face of franchise, so we went over the program, time limited, and let's just go to the card reveals, right? I want to start out with Fuzzy's reveal. Of course, it's from the Guardians themselves, and that was Emmanuel Clase. Dude had, what was it,
I think it was like
106
106.
H per nines to start out the year. I mean, that was one of the biggest questions we had was stamina and what's the H per nines going to look like early on and come towards how's it going to progress throughout the year, and just seeing the frustrations that we had sometimes with the high H per nines, and then some cards that should have got high H per nines didn't get, like I almost said Pedro just right there, but what I'm talking about is Pedro.
Yeah.
Um, so that really got me curious on how they're going to attack that this year, and I had to see more, of course, but legit, if you could get if Kase is in your bullpen for, say, the first 2 months and you actually get him, like, to, say, Paro 3 to Paro 5, that card could legit last you the full cycle,
Yeah. I mean, up until, you start getting some of the other
like the
like really
finest. Yeah,
crazy guys. Yeah, of
yeah.
course. No, yeah, no, you're right. That card with, having the cutter with that velo and those hits per nine, I card's gonna be nasty, man. Like the finest is already nasty, and so now you give us an early game version of that. Like, yeah, no, he's
Uh-huh.
gonna be sick. Those, I'm with you though. I need to see a better uh I need to see a better execution of how hits per nine is going to work this year. Whether that means they nerf the attribute, whether that means they uh you know like scale it better to where we're not having guys with 125 hits per nine in May. Stuff like that. Really, really hope that they knock that out this year because that was one of the reasons that made 21 kind of a chore to play for me, just because I'm always facing these guys with have
Mhm.
like, the best attributes in the game really early on. And, that's fine. But like by November, I'm really, really tired of seeing the same four pitchers.
No, I feel it. Um, that's why as much as I play around saying DeGrom, I feel like if they add DeGrom and to be DeGrom like, it could be like another Kluber situation, which I kind of don't want to see.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, there's going to be one card out there within like the first couple, maybe week or a week after that. There's going to be that card that's going to feel like this year's Edward Cabrera, Kluber. We just don't know what it is yet. I always feel like there's one
It'll be
coming.
there.
It will be there for sure, especially if we gotta see what the BR Flawless Awards, ranked, awards are for, out the gate, so, let's go through each. I think they only revealed the American League. We got all the American League because we got the, Rangers right before we start recording this. So let's go by each division,
Yeah,
and
sure.
then we'll just grasp of what guys you really like out of that division, and just I mean, we don't have all the attributes, but we could just base it on how we like the card from either this year or the years past. Let's start with the AL East, right?
Okay.
So for the Red Sox, shout out to Frank Thomas. If you haven't follow him on another content creator out there. He revealed his teammate, former teammate, because he's been a former player, Devers. So we got Devers for the Boston. For the Yankees, we got another reliever with Chapman. With the Rays, we got Wander. For the Orioles, we got C Money himself, Cedric Mullins. And then who am I missing? Blue
The
Jays.
Blue
We
Jays.
got Alex Mona. I always botch his name.
Alec Manoah.
Manoa. There we go. That's easy. I had to hear it again. But those are the 5 cards right from the rip. I'll start out with this one. I see money. I'm telling you, Cedric Mullins cards are just that. He will legit. I mean, I know we're gonna go over a lot of outfielders already. He will legit be in my starting outfield. So that's the card I'm really looking out for me personally. I'm not gonna rank them all, but Wander's, of course. We got the attributes for Wander, and we were kind of talking about beforehand. Um, Very one-sided, he
Mhm.
is, but then again, he's a switch hitter.
Yeah.
Sometimes those switch hitters play above his attributes, so I'll definitely give it a try. But I'm curious on your opinions of AO's face of franchise so far.
Yeah, I think the one that I'm the most interested in right now would probably be Chapman.
Okay.
Just because at the beginning of the game, there's usually like a good lack of left-handed starting or left-handed relievers. And Gold Aroldis Chapman usually lives in everybody's bullpen
Yeah.
early on. So, the fact that I can get basically a lockdown lefty right from the jump, he'll probably be my first pick. But I'm also curious about Manoa because he's when you think Jay's face of the franchise, he's not really the player you would expect. But
Mhm.
looking at the attributes, because he was revealed by MLB Gaming and they attached the attributes with him, he looks kind of nice. I mean, he's got a 4-pitch mix with a slider, a sinker, and a circle change with 99 break, 99 hits per nine.
Yep.
I think he could be pretty solid early game. So I would probably say those two are the guys that I would take first.
Mhm.
Manoa could change depending on what other starting pitchers we see. But I I wasn't on the Cedric Mullins hype train, like as far as his cards in the game until much, much later. Uh,
Okay.
you know, and I'm sure I'll use the 90. I'll be
It's
honest.
funny. I think it's a Mets thing too because me and Ochev both swear by him.
Oh
I don't
yeah,
know.
yeah, yeah. Kev
So
loves him.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
Also, I I couldn't care less about Wander Franco's card. I really couldn't. I was terrible with his 99 and 21, and looking at the attributes, I just don't really see that as a card I'll be sweating for day one. But yeah, and Devers always has a glitchy swing. He'll be a perfect BR third baseman.
oh yeah. Yeah. I'm with you on I couldn't hit with the 99. It's funny, I hit with his 87. That he's the 87 is actually part of the 7-0 run. I want to continue for 21 for be my last one, and he's been tearing up, but the 99, I don't know. It's
I
weird.
couldn't do anything.
I couldn't do anything either. So, it's funny how that works. But yeah, for me, it's definitely C Money. AL Central.
Yep.
Let's do that next, and we're gonna see a lot of outfielders, I believe. We got, Lou Bob,
Yep.
Robert for the White Sox. We got Buxton, who actually, got his attributes revealed as well for the Central. We got, Andrew Benintendi for the Royals. Um, and then Clase, as we discussed with Fuzzy's reveal. Did I get everyone? Am I missing?
Casey Mize for the Tigers.
Oh, Casey Mize for the Tigers. Now, I'm not gonna lie, that Casey Mize has me intrigued, but just because
Yes.
of his pitch mix.
Yeah, pitch mix and we're talking about this. Talking about Manoa and Class A. We're kind of assuming that the meta is going to be similar to 21.
Yep.
So, like, the pitch mix on Casey Mize definitely gets me excited. I'm with you on that. We did see the attributes for Benintendi. Looks very underwhelming to me. If you, I College Lefty actually put out a tweet not too long ago. Yeah, 20 minutes ago, basically comparing Andrew Benintendi, his face of the franchise card, to the 88 Jason Hayward 42 series card from last year.
Oh,
And they look fairly similar. Hayward's got slightly better fielding. Benintendi's got a little bit better hitting attributes. But, if you played 21 and you were around when Team Affinity 1 drops, hardly anybody was using that Jason Hayward, and I really feel like the same situation is going to happen with Benintendi.
yeah, I can see that for sure. Unless you're a
especially
Royals
with
fan.
just so many outfielders too. And we're talking about in this specific division, we're talking about Lubob and Buxton. We already talked about Trout. That's three big outfielders that you could start over Benintendi already.
Just the opportunity was there. The opportunity was there to get Mondesi a 90 overall just week 1. I mean, he's a community favorite. It was just like right there on. Oh, I
I just
wish.
like how they didn't do Salvi. I thought that was funny because they gave Salvi what,
Oh,
5 diamonds last year.
that's why I didn't think it was going to be Salvi
Yeah,
because of that. Like legit, and I love that. It's funny. I have the 42 series batting 8th in my BR lineup for that run. I love any Salvi card, but I
same.
knew that was going to be the case. It
Yeah,
wasn't.
yeah,
But
definitely.
the Buxton attributes very, very balanced, and definitely could see him in a lot of lineups. I mean, if I'm just reading this offhand, he has 60 contact against righties. That's probably the weakness right there, but 80 contact against lefties, 82 power against righties, 76 power against lefty, but reaction 99, speed 99, his fielding 99, and his arm 96. I mean, my God, if you really want a lockdown center fielder with decent pop to start out you week 1, Bucks is
Yeah.
your go.
He's kind of a guy that you really like. I'm not gonna say you need to have, but if he's not on your radar for like going off the rip, like you're doing something wrong.
Yeah.
Bare minimum, he's living on my bench early.
Yes.
And that's just because we haven't seen the collections yet. We haven't seen the like if there's anything attached to these other packs that we talked about, the cover athlete pack, the legends pack, um, bare minimum, a guy with that fielding, that speed, and that bat, he has to at least live on your bench, if not roam center field for you.
Yeah. Hands down. I mean, it's giving me like the player of month Buxton vibes, like how we got that early, but now we're getting this week 1.
Yeah.
So I
Scuvy,
mean,
remind me real quick. Who discovered that Buxton card, that player of
oh
the
yeah.
month Buxton? Can you remind me?
I don't know, man. I feel like it might have been one of my co-hosts. I think
Yeah,
it
I
was
don't know.
you,
My
wasn't it?
memory's hazy.
Oh man, I love that you had to bring that up though. Love it. And you get hey, are you looking to get another discovery this year? I mean, you gotta keep the streak alive, right?
Yeah. Well, if it happens, it happens. I don't know. I'm not gonna go.
It
I'm not
happens.
gonna go crazy for it.
I
The
feel like
funny thing was, I wasn't
we're
even trying for it. It just happened. I was just grinding player of the month, and I got the card really fast. And then as somebody was like, "Hey, did you discover it?" And I was like, "Nah, I'll check though." And I went, boom, my name's there. Well, what? Anyway,
uh
normally that's something you try for. So I don't know.
this is why I would love just random like flashback like high diamond cards to be in random standard packs without even knowing, like the A-Rod like we had back in the day. But like imagine you just discovered that A-Rod 99 Mariners, right?
Yeah, that
That
would
would
be
be pretty
sick.
dope. Yeah, so we'll see. Um, but yeah, I mean Central, I think we're all on the same page with Casey Buxton. I'm still I love Robert cards, so
Yeah,
I just want to see what his attributes look like before I say, yeah, he's gonna be in my bench or in my outfield.
hundred
Um,
percent.
Now let's go to the AL West. As we were just discussing before, the Rangers revealed their face of franchise, and it's their new shortstop being Corey Seager. The A's, I mean, who knows what they originally planned to do with the A's, but it is catcher Sean Murphy. For the Angels, we already discussed being Mike Trout. For the Mariners, it's Mitch Haniger, another outfielder. And who am I missing? I'm always missing the last team.
Did you get Kyle Tucker?
Oh yeah, Kyle Tucker for the Astros. Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, holy moly! I don't know what we're doing with the outfield. Just hearing and then I mean, we even could include Acuna on this because that's the only National League one that got revealed, and that's Ronald Acuna. How many
Yeah.
outfielders is that? Is that like at least 10, right?
1, 2, 3, 4. I'll skip a few. 50. I don't know, man. There's a ton of
Yeah, it's something
outfielders.
around there, like almost up to 10,
Yeah.
which is crazy. Um, so yeah, I don't know, man.
And just remember, we're recording this on Monday night. We're recording this on the 28th. You guys are
Yep.
most likely listening to this on the 29th or after. We don't. There's still 15 other. We assume 90 overalls showing up in this that we don't even know about. So I mean, dude, 14 because I guess we already have Acuna, but
Yeah.
dude, we're thinking about all these cards we're talking about. This is just the American League, and then we
Yep.
still have 15 more. Like I don't even know, man. That's what I'm saying. This almost feels overwhelming this year.
It does. I mean, I think we always get that feeling because there's a lot to do from the start. That's why we'll get to it later, like what we plan to do to start off. That's why I like to take things a little bit slowly. Just get do the normal stuff like PAX BR and just get the you know get the just get the grasp of the game, get it going,
Yeah.
get it flowing, and then you plan what you're going to do. Don't over like I like to not
Don't
overwhelm
overthink it. Yeah.
myself. Yeah, overthink it because it'll just naturally come.
Yeah.
So, but at the AL West, I mean, I assume no matter what, Trout's going to be there for you.
Well, I mean, depending on what I pull on PAX opening night,
Yeah, if you get Trout
if
there,
I do
I
get
mean,
that magical moment, then
yeah,
I don't know, but we'll see. If
we'll see.
if
But
we're not including Trout, I probably out of the AL West, I'm really interested in Seager because I
okay,
love his postseason card, the one that always returns.
yep,
Um, his swing is one of my favorites, and so if I have him locking down like second base, of course, obviously depending on collections and all that other stuff, he might be a really solid fit for my squad.
yeah. I see him attribute wise very similar to Buxton, being that balanced type of card, right? Like he could hit against lefties just fine, hit against righties. Might not be the best fielder, but that's why you said you probably plug him at second. I'll probably do the same thing.
Mhm.
But that's where I see him. I think a lot of the community loves Kyle Tucker, so I can see a lot of people going on the Kyle Tucker train. I was not one of them. I could not hit with him at all.
Really?
Yeah, I couldn't hit with him. Dude, I just was terrible with him. Um, so yeah, for me, I mean, I like I said, if I don't pack Trout's probably going to be there no matter what. Just try him
Yeah.
out, see how his swing is, and go from there. Um, is there any cards you're hoping from the NL or any players that you like? Okay, maybe I love to see this guy now knowing what we got for AL. You'll like to see in NL.
Well, I mean, if I'm thinking about it for the for the Braves, we got Acuna. For the Angels, we've got Mike Trout.
Yeah,
For the Rays, we got Wander Franco. I'm curious if we're gonna get a 90 overall Juan Soto to start off. I want to
took the
know if we're gonna
words
get
out of my mouth.
yeah, I wonder if we're gonna get a Nats. I wonder if we're gonna get an early game Fernando Tatis Jr. from the Padres. I wonder if we're gonna get. Actually, like more than that, I really wonder who the Dodgers is gonna be because the Dodgers have so many players. Like they've got
Yeah,
everybody in the world on their team right now. Who are they gonna choose? Is it gonna be Will Smith? Is it gonna be Max Muncy? Is it? I don't think it's gonna be Freddie. Is it gonna be Cody Bellinger? Is it going to be Walker
yeah,
Bueller? Is it going to be, like there's so many options for the Dodgers. I'm really curious to see who they pick. Um,
or even Kershaw. Who
or
knows?
even Kershaw, he's back.
Yeah, I would love to see Walker Bueller.
Yeah.
Good, nice Walker Bueller, get the cutter in there and stuff like that. So that's why I would like to see. I'm trying. Yeah, Juan Soto. I would love to see Juan Soto. I feel like we're going to still get more outfielders though. I'm trying to think of, like infielders that I would like to see from teams. Like, is there any other catchers I would like or third baseman? I mean, Cardinals maybe Nolan.
Maybe a
I don't
Nolan.
know. Yeah, maybe.
Maybe. I mean, it probably will be uh Ryan McMahon or CJ Crone, but they could do an early game Chris Bryant for the Rockies.
Dude, I would love that.
7-year contract. He
Dude,
is basically the face of that franchise now.
I'm not even lying. I wouldn't even mind if it was Charlie Blackmon again, even know how many outfielders we have. I just love hitting with Charlie Blackmon. So,
Yeah.
um,
What about Miami?
dude, do they want? That's like the same thing with like Degrom. Like, if we got a Sixto or Sandy, if we got a Sandy from the rip, I feel like he will be the card,
Yeah, he would be the guy.
be the Kluber. He'll be the Kluber to start the year.
Yeah.
I really do think that with the 5 pitch Mitch, with the sinker and having the meta pitches in his repertoire, I really think Sandy would be that
So
guy.
if you had to choose Sandy or Jazz, you're going Sandy?
No, I'll choose Jazz all the way. You freaking kidding me? Love my
I
boy
just
Jazz.
had to know. I just had to know.
Oh, no, I would choose Jazz, man. I mean, I feel like he's, like if you name, like get MLB Show players or just I don't know, I feel like they'll name Jazz just off the hand no matter what. Um, because he just has that swag of him, and then his swing in this game is great. It doesn't matter against lefties or right. That 98 Tops Now card, I love. Even his live series. So I
Yep.
don't know. We'll see. We shall see. And then for my Mets, I just want DeGrom, but it's not going to
Yeah.
happen. I don't think it's going to happen. Even Scherzer, I would take, but he's not face for franchise right now.
I
Last year
feel
we get
like probably Lindor?
Lindor,
Pete?
Pete.
Maybe Pete?
Pete could definitely be there. I could definitely see Pete.
Yeah.
Especially with already having shortstops on hand. Who knows if we get Tatis? Having Pete at first, that'd be pretty
Yeah, he'd be
solid.
sick. He'd be a sick card.
And I feel like he'll have probably 90 to 100 power both ways.
Yeah, and then probably
90.
like 50 contact or something.
Yeah, like it's going to be like the downgrade of his home run derby card,
Yeah.
but still had that power. It's like a Sano card, right? I
Mhm.
feel like when Snow has a low contact to high power, um, type of thing. So I wouldn't mind seeing Pete at all. But
That'd be cool.
um, we still have a couple more things to talk about because not only did we get the face of franchise reveals, and we still have a lot more to go. We got a new Legend trailer today, which
Yes,
we
we
got.
did.
I guess you would say 4 new legends because they reconfirmed Randy on the trailer. I mean, it was kind of feel like I still wanna know the backstory of that, which we'll never get, but
Me too.
I really do wanna know that, but anyway,
One of
we
those
got,
MLB The Show urban legends.
yes, exactly. Everyone's gonna have their own different story to it. We got Dontrell Willis finally. I mean, he's been
Finally.
pleading for years, "Get me in the game." He even at Ramon one time, like, "Yo, where am I at?" But he's finally in the game. It was kinda cool to just see his, pitching motion in the game. We got one of your boys, another Angel, Weaver, back in the game.
Mhm.
Um, and then I'm not gonna lie, one that I'm really excited for, he might not be a well-known name, is J.R. Richard. This dude is going to throw gas. He's gonna have outlier. Um, it's going to be I'm very curious how he's gonna be playing this game. So,
I mean, I have J.R. Richards' baseball reference page right now because this is, he played basically through the 70s. This is not a decade of
yeah,
baseball that I'm all that familiar with. But I mean, looking at what he brought to the table, couple top 5 Cy Young finishes, a top 7 Cy Young finish, all with Houston. Um, he's probably going to have a lot of stamina. But he'll probably have a lot of case behind, but he might be like a Nolan Ryan type where he just doesn't
yeah,
have as great control. Because I'm looking 3 out of 4 years, it looks like he led the league in walks.
okay,
So it might be like a Nolan Ryan where it's just heavy on the hits and strikeouts per nine, but maybe a little bit lower on the control.
sweet. Yeah, we'll see. I mean, even if he gets like, say, I'm not sure what type of card, like a low diamond card or something like that. Was he? Since you're on it, was he? I didn't look this up, and forgive me, being aggravated about this. Was he a starter or reliever? I think he was a starter, right?
For when?
Anytime. Was he a starter and
It
reliever,
looks
or
like, yeah, he had after 1974 for 6 years, he had about 30 to 35 starts a year. But
okay? Sweet.
first 4 years, it looked like he's a reliever.
Ooh, so we might get a BR type of card with him.
Yeah. Well, actually, I mean, 4 games, 4 starts, 4 games, 1 start. It looks like he had a little bit of both.
Okay, sweet. But yeah, we got those 4. So we got a legend trailer. So I guess we expected because last year was the first time we got a legend trailer, and then they kind of dropped it this week. So I assume we're going to get legend trailers each week. I mean, each week, each year. Uh,
Dude.
Imagine each week. That would be absolutely insane. But yeah, they did attach a link towards that video, and it was like theshow.com/legends where they show all the legends. They didn't put all the new legends there or the returning legends. They said they're going to update daily. So if you go to that page and only see 30 legends, there's supposed to be 160. So don't worry. There's more legends to become and returning legends to become. I wouldn't panic just yet. But they did put 2 new legends on the page. Let's do the first one. Ray Durham, solid switch hitter. back in the game. Well, not, I'm not sure back to the game, but in the game, they show him in a White Sox uni. I remember his years being in the Giants. Second baseman, middle infield type of player. So
Mhm.
we'll see how he plays. And then we got one of our wish lists that we wanted to see back. And I did not expect this. Mike Napoli making his return to Diamond Dynasty. How about it?
I'm very excited. He was on my top 10 this year for legends I wanted to see because you know me, I love playing with the Angels theme team and all-time team and you know, they're desperately missing a catcher. Like until we
Yep.
get a good diamond Max Stassi, you know, we're using the silver. So, you know, Mike Napoli, assuming whatever good card he gets has catcher as a secondary, he's going to fit perfectly on that team. And that's basically why I wanted him in the game. He's going to be a sick right-handed bat.
Yeah, I'll give you this. Ants, who's a Rangers fan, who's actually a friend of the podcast, he's been on here before. Um, he said his best card would probably be a second half of 2011 season.
Yeah.
So second half card, he hit 18 home runs while batting 383 with a 1.172 OPS. Just
Yep.
put that in perspective.
He was sick that year. He could also get, I believe, a postseason card for, or
Mm,
maybe I'm tripping, but no, yeah, that second half of 2011, he was an absolute menace to pitch to.
yep. And you remember that 85 breakout? What I mean, it was 85 overall card, and it was still great
Yeah.
with that power. And I could just imagine what like a full that's gonna be a 99, that second half. If you gave me that second half, that's gonna be a 99.
See, and I
Or
hope
close to it.
I hope they do that this year. I hope that not every best version of a player has to be a milestone or a signature or whatever. Like, dude, if a guy's best part of his career was legitimately just an unreal second half, 99 second half. We don't need every card to be just locked into this exclusive series that are the best in the game. Like, dude, like put some variety in there, you know? Like, you know, Jared Weaver will probably his best card will probably be a no-hitter card. And I think that's the right move because that was basically the highlight of his career. Mike Napoli's highlight was that second half. Like, if that's the
Mhm.
only way, or if that's legitimately a new, fresh way to give out 99s, do it. I don't think anybody's going to complain.
Yeah, I agree. So um let's do it. I mean, I'm getting excited just thinking about this. Oh, we also didn't discuss Brian Wilson. You were right. Brian Wilson is
Yeah.
part of MLB show.
Which
I mean,
I don't think I said it on the podcast, but I did text you
uh,
and I was like, the more I look at it, I think it looks like Brian
yeah.
Wilson.
So, but either way, you predicted it right. So, that's I mean, Giants got their closer. I hope he has that animation when he goes to that games when he does the X type of
Yeah,
thing.
they
That'd
probably
be kind of.
will.
But how everyone was saying about his beard because it didn't like look long enough, but it's still Brian Wilson. So
Yeah.
had the hair, had everything. He'll be fine.
It's not going to
He should
break the immersion for me.
exactly. He'll be fun to play with. But yeah, that's a lot of things that we had to cover today. Road to Show, Diamond Dynasty, and now legit you for everyone that's listening, you guys probably have 2 days left or maybe even less than that till 22 two releases. But Cougs, what is the go-to? Same thing? Midnight like once it drops, open packs, BR, what you playing here?
Yeah. I mean, what I'll probably end up doing is I'll probably fire up a stream about an hour before 9 o'clock and, you know, just kind of hang out. What's up?
Oh, I just I'm sorry to interrupt you, but they posted the attributes of Corey Seager. You want me to read it out
Oh,
loud?
I need to see this. I need to see this.
No, 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 let me read it out
Okay,
loud.
okay, okay. I won't look. I won't look. I won't look.
All right. Contact against righties, 93. Contact
Okay.
against lefties, 92. Power against righties, 82. Power against lefties, 84. His
Keep going. Keep
fielding,
going.
as expected, 71, 73 arm, 76 accuracy, reaction 74, speed 47, place second, third, and shortstop. His vision's 90, discipline 90, clutch 104. Like my God.
Yeah, so here's what I'll say. Uh Man, if I do end up using Corey Seager off the rip, he'd probably be playing shortstop for me because I've talked about it before. When I build my Diamond Dynasty team, I take fielding into account heavily. Like
Yeah, yeah.
I don't want to give up unnecessary runs because of bad animations or bad fielders. So if I put him at second, this man's a bronze fielder. I don't want that on my out. I don't want that on my infield. So
Mhm.
if I do get Corey Seager, he's probably going to be playing short for me.
Yeah. I this is gonna be very interesting. That just I had a
three,
feeling I
three
told you
days,
in the middle of podcast he's gonna be very Buxton being bounced, but I didn't expect this. Did not
3 days.
expect this. Oh man. But go ahead. What you're going to do? Sorry, I felt like this was needed
No, no, no. That
interruption.
was a good time to interrupt. But no, like I'll probably do what I normally do, which is I'll probably fire up my stream about an hour before early access starts. Kind of just hang out with my chat, kind of get the hype going, and then I'll probably be live on the game for a few hours. Get some sleep, wake up in the morning, just get after it. Like I normally, I'm not the type of guy that's like, oh, I'm gonna run a 24-hour stream when the game launches. Like I like to, I like to have good energy when I'm playing it, and those type of long nights don't really sit well with me. But yeah, no, I'm excited for opening packs. That's usually the thing about opening night that I enjoy the most is just opening packs, seeing if I get lucky, seeing if there's
Yeah.
any hype around the packs or if they're dry as hell. Like I'm pretty sure in 21 my packs opening night were pretty rough.
Yep.
So yeah, no, I'm hoping for some good pack pulls this year. And just kind of getting familiar with like what I'm going to be doing for the next week or so, like what
Mhm.
I'm going to be grinding. Am I going to be doing team affinity heavy? Am I going to be grinding out ways to get stubs so I can, finish collections quick? Like, just kind of getting my feet wet with the mode and just kind of getting a feel for it. What about you?
Yeah, I'm kind of the same way. PAX BR, pretty much just rotate the first day, just get the feel of the game, get to see everything go around, and then eventually create my uniform. Because I'm very curious. I will test this out day one. Is create a stadium because I just
Mm,
want to see how the night games work. Right,
yeah.
I want to see how that works. Just to play around with that. That's something that intrigues me because we have no information on that, and I kind of wish we had more. Um, but that's something I'm gonna do, but yeah, my packs were rough last year for opening day, so hopefully that's a sign for us that's gonna be a little bit better this year around, you know? So, I'm just excited to play the game, and then, see where it takes us. It's with
Yeah.
whether
Yeah.
program or something like that.
Like I said earlier, man, I'm not good at not doing anything. Like I need something to do.
Yeah.
I need something to keep me busy. So
Oh,
I'm
this
ready
will
for
keep you
Thursday,
busy,
man.
alright. Yeah, this is going to keep us all busy, so I'm excited. So,
Yeah.
but next week we'll be talking about our opening weekend. We should have a special guest on with us as well, so that should be a lot of fun, similar to what we did last year, to give you some hints on that. But yeah, Cougs, for us, we're I guess 3 or 4 days away. I mean, you're gonna play the game before me. I'll be asleep by the time you play in the game. Um, so I hope you have a nice, good opening weekend. Pull trout so you don't have to worry about the 90. Hey,
Thank you.
imagine it. So hopefully that comes to your way. And then I'm going to be curious on see how Otani is going to be for
Yeah.
Diamond Dynasty as well. So that's definitely something we'll talk about on Monday and much more, I'm sure. So for everyone listening, hope you guys have a good opening weekend as well. Whether you play on Xbox, Switch, PlayStation, may your pack luck be in your favor. I think that's going to do us for MLB Show 21 for Inside. Well, I mean, we kind of already ended on MLB Show 21
Yeah, no,
the week
we've
before,
been done, but
but
then finally.
this is like the end of the year cycle per se, or just the end of a week kind of thing. I don't know. Either way, next time that we'll be here, we'll be talking about our experience on MLB Show 22. Be sure to listen in. That's going to be a lot of fun. Remember, we are on YouTube, youtube.com/inside the show. If you're watching now, be sure to hit thumbs up on today's video. Also, follow us on Twitter, Inside the Show PC. Once again, it's Inside the Show PC. We also have a community inside Twitter. If you guys want to join up, we'll have some cool stuff that I'll be posting there as well. Also, Cougs, if you haven't seen, I posted our first BR cheat sheet day
Oh
one.
yeah.
Yeah, so that's up if you guys want to see. Remember, the ratings weren't final for it. I mean, not final with the tech test, but it'll give you like a little guidance if you look to play BR on opening weekend or day one. So be on the lookout for that. But but besides that, be sure to hit my co-host here on his socials at Kooks46. I'm at Scuffer McGee TV. And yeah, enjoy MLB Show 22. We'll see you guys next time. Peace out.